walk me in the morning sun. Tell me I'm a lucky one. I'm riding on the wave of a notion that I could be brave. Is there anything good on the radio? Turn it up loud and let me know how it used to be before anyone heard of you and me. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great. Running out of town just to celebrate. But fortune's here to stay. A one-way ticket to a better day. A rocking chair and a glass of wine. In the shade of a tree and I'm feeling fine. There's not a lot to ask when life is going by so fast. One breath away. Step up and say, hold on to what is real. The love you feel is like water in a glass. Don't try to separate the ones you hate from the ones that you don't know. 'Cause there's a part of you that never could let go. I'm chasing shadows around the place. It shouldn't take long now in any case. As long as there is light, pretending I could stay the night. One breath away. Step up and say, hold on to what is real. The love you feel is like water in a glass. Don't try to separate the ones you hate from the ones that you don't know.
Well, what a day. I'm gonna say another one down with all my goals completed. I got in 10,000 steps. My calorie count was 1407, so 7 over, but we're not gonna nitpick here. And 135 grams of protein. That one I'm really proud of. So while I was making breakfast, which you guys did see, I had 56 grams of sliced ham while I was nibbling because I was really hungry. You guys did not see that. I was mindlessly eating it. I was in the fridge making 2 separate breakfasts. I saw the ham, I grabbed 2 slices. And 2 slices equals 56 grams. I didn't weigh them. This is what I'm talking about when I say mindless snacking. Sometimes I'm just not even registering that I did it, and then after it was said and done, I was like, oops. But at least I did remember to log it. And then for dinner, I had 300 grams of chicken that had been marinated in teriyaki sauce. And the teriyaki sauce is like 5 calories per tablespoon. And I put a tablespoon in with 2 raw chicken breasts, let them marinate overnight, and I had 1 of them. And I did weigh it as a raw chicken before putting it in the air fryer. I didn't record that, and honestly it was because it was boring. It would have been 1 shot of a dry piece of chicken, and I figured I could just tell you guys about it instead. It did give me 61 grams of protein, so maybe I should have included it in the footage, but it's still mentioned here, so that's the important part. So that's my goals for the day that I reached. Got my protein, got my calories, got my exercises, and got my steps. Oh, and I didn't eat candy. There we go. Now, another part of my goals for this series, this 30-day Vlogmas, is to get in swimming 3 times a week. I had originally planned on swimming today, but I didn't for 2 reasons. One, it's going to be rainy for the rest of the week and I needed to get mowing in, and I really didn't feel like struggling for a 2nd day in a row, trying to get in extra chores and leaving at a later time and coming home super late and trying to rush editing. And 2, it kind of goes back to the number 1. I just don't want to push myself too hard. I think too many days in a row is going to be a little too much. So depending on the weather and how I'm feeling, I may be switching those days around. So that means we're going swimming tomorrow. It is going to be a little rainy. but it's supposed to stop raining by the time I hit the ocean, so I do need to be paying attention to the weather during this month because it is still rainy season out here in the Northwest. And I don't want to go swimming in a storm. It just sounds like a bad idea. And speaking of dangers in the water, yesterday I was a little bit nervous about the fact that the water's not so clear out here. I can't see anything, and I know we have seals, I know there's rockfish, and I know there's jellyfish. Nervous but not scared is the best way I could put it. I know from experience that we don't have leopard seals out here. I did think that once, and it is documented in one of my vlogs. We have leopard seals out here. We're good though. We're good. We're good. So we do not have leopard seals. Thankfully, I always research stuff after making a fool of myself. After, not before. We have moon jellyfish. Also not medically significant. And then the rockfish out here are also not medically significant. It'll feel like a bee sting if I step on one or hit their scale. Spine? Spine. Venomous spines. There's a risk of bacterial infection. I could just go see my doctor, it's fine. But swimming in that water yesterday, I was kind of thinking about, hey, I should be arming myself with more knowledge about the wildlife that I am interacting with. And I've been thinking that for quite a while now, which is why I ordered these 2 books from Thrift Books. Thrift Books is a great way to get used books for a reasonable price, and their shipping, it does take like the regular 6 to 10 business days, but it's not an egregious amount. I am disappointed in this one though. This is called Plants and Animals of the Pacific Northwest. All the reviews online were like, this is 4 out of 5 stars at the very least. No one had anything less than 4 stars on the review. Someone even said that this should be taught in school, like this should be a school book. So I had really high expectations. This book should just be called Plants of the Pacific Northwest. All of this is plants. Plant, plant, plants. So with this book, if you see those darker pages, that is where you actually get pictures of the things that they're talking about in this book. These are the only animals that I have seen in this book. And it consists of 9 pages out of 241. They do have some black and white references to, like, here's a spotted skunk in the vertebrate animal section, like here's a squirrel, but we all know what a skunk is. Here's a squirrel in black and white doesn't really tell me if it's a red squirrel, a fox squirrel. I don't know if it's a fox squirrel. The ones with the pointed ears, like the fluffy, there's different types of squirrels, and I want to know the different types. I do think that this will be a relatively good plant identification book though, so I will be keeping it. I was wanting to get more into the plants, so it's a good book for that. I should mention the animals that are being shown here are snakes, frogs, millipedes, and slugs. Not really animals. It does have the snail that I showed in my video from yesterday though. Mondina fidelis. That tells me nothing. I want to know the common name for it and a little bit of information about it. Like where they're usually found, what their mating habits are, anything medically significant. Do the juveniles look different than the adults? Do they look different in genders? I kind of wanted to know that kind of stuff. But yeah, sure, fine, for plants. I got this one for Scotland. It was the only one I could find on wildlife in Scotland in Thrift Books. It's decent enough. It's got lots of pictures. It does mention the names of them, and it does give me a little tidbit information about the animal pictured. So I'll be bringing this with me on my trip to Scotland. It kind of will be fun if I see an animal and I can talk to you guys back on the ship about what we saw. Apparently there's going to be puffins, which I'm really excited about. But since those books were a bust, I checked out some books from my local library. I've gotten 3 out of 9 that were on hold. Cascadia Revealed. Lots of pictures. Look, I need pictures. It's got plants. It gives me the scientific name as well as the common name. Gives me some of the practical information like what they've been used for. Medically significant information as well. And I think that they separate the book quite well. There's different color codings, and it goes from single needles to stamens, mushrooms, they call it undercaps. Then there's rodents, carnivores, hummingbirds, songbirds, butterflies and moths. There's a good plethora of information in here. So I'm gonna really enjoy this one, and if I really like it, this is what I'm gonna buy. And luckily, it didn't cost me anything to know that I would want to buy it. And this is why we need our libraries, because it's gonna save my wallet. Rather than me go around buying a whole bunch of books because they never actually show the book contents when you go to buy online, because then their contents are out there, so why buy the book? Now I'll know what it consists of, and I'll know I want it. This one is Living with Wildlife. It is not what I expected. There's not that many pictures in it, but it does tell you exactly like how to prevent access from certain types of animals. And now that I'm looking at the title, it kind of makes sense. So this is going to be interesting, to say the least. It's going to be kind of fun to see different preventative measures. It also will tell me the feeding habits, the nesting habits, and signs that animals have been present. So, really informative. And the last one is Pacific Northwest Wildlife. Look at how gorgeous that is. I'm going to say that this is a lot like the Scotland book, where they show you a picture, they tell you a little bit about it, kind of in the region. It's just a gorgeous photography book that gives you a little bit of information, which I also don't mind that. It wouldn't be something I would purchase for an informative book though. So again, thank you to my local library for helping me save money. Now I did mention that I have 6 more books that I'm waiting to receive that are on hold, and I'm hoping that one of them will give me kind of what I'm looking for. None of them have yet so far. I want like a comprehensive guide that says, hey, if you're walking in the forest, there's black bears and cougars and wildcats. And I know for a fact that there's black bears in this area because I'm on Reddit like white on rice, okay? There have been multiple bear sightings just within the last year alone, some even in like a pretty busy park. I also saw mentions of grizzlies being in the area. Not this area, but over in Seattle. But I couldn't tell if it was a joke or not, just because of the comments on the Reddit section. They got me a little confused. I couldn't tell if it was satire. Now, I think like a month ago, I got a pamphlet that did a pretty good little handy dandy guide of the majority of like the birds we'll see out here, some of the whales, fish, etc. And I think it was called the Northwest Seashore of Life pamphlet. Currently don't have it right now, it's on the boat. But tell me why there's no imagery of a shark. There's 7 different types out here in Bellingham alone. I want to know that there's sharks out here. I mean, I'm personally not afraid of sharks where I'm swimming. I think the orcas will handle it for me, but they're out here. And that's the kind of stuff I need to know. Knowledge is power. And that's just one of the many reasons why keeping our public libraries open is so important. Not only can you preview books before deciding to buy them, but there is a clear link between access to libraries and higher educational outcomes. Communities without libraries often have lower literacy rates, fewer academic resources, and more limited opportunities for learning. In Chicago, they have this library program called UMedia. It is a teen-centered space in Chicago, Illinois. It offers technology, mentorship, and creative tools. And studies found that teens involved in UMedia were more likely to graduate and pursue a college degree. And in impoverished and rural areas in the US, public libraries often act as the only reliable source for the internet, as well as tutoring programs, test prep, and basic printing services. Closing a library in those areas literally means cutting off access to education. So it is very important to support our libraries because they support our most precious resource, knowledge. Some people would argue that water is the most precious resource, and yes, we do need water to survive. It's very crucial. But without the knowledge to know how to purify it, test it, or even know to boil it, that water could end up killing you. So I'm gonna say knowledge is more important. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten this far on my weight loss journey if I didn't have the knowledge that I have now. On every step of this weight loss journey, I have been researching more and more, which makes it that much easier for me to get back on the wagon when I fall off. And I mean, not to knock YouTube because you guys are watching my channel right now. Like and subscribe. But it gets boring after a certain point. You kind of want to read. You want to read it in your own voice. You want it to be told in the way that you would tell it. And YouTube pretty much feeds you an algorithm and entertainment that you don't have to really focus in on. So it kind of gets boring sometimes. With a book, you lose yourself in it. So I encourage you guys to go out there to your public library, rent a book, show your community how important it is, and log off of YouTube once in a while. But not until you finish my video. Lucky for you guys, this is the end of the video. See what I did there? I had notes this time. It's still gonna be chaotic as hell, but I had notes. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!